What if you've never actually been lost? What if the path you're walking was never broken, just slower than you expected? We live in a world obsessed with speed. Get there faster. Be successful by 25. Figure it all out by next semester. And if you don't, you're labeled behind. You're told you failed. You start to believe it too. But here's a deeper truth, one that ancient wisdom has whispered for centuries. There's more than one kind of time, one that ticks on your wall and one that ticks in your soul. In this video, we're not going to talk about hustling harder or fixing your 5-year plan. We're going to talk about something softer, something realer, something that might actually bring you peace. A different kind of time, a different kind of rhythm. One that explains why your dream hasn't happened yet, but why it still can. By the end, you'll understand why your timeline hasn't failed. It's just unfolding on deeper timing. Let's begin by naming a pain we all carry, but rarely speak aloud. You look around and see everyone moving. New jobs, new relationships, creative breakthroughs. People taking flights while you're still standing at the gate. And the silence inside your own life feels deafening. You start wondering, is there something wrong with me? Did I miss my window? Am I doing this whole life thing wrong? Here's the emotional truth most timelines ignore. Waiting is not neutral. Waiting feels like mourning. You grieve for a version of your life that hasn't arrived. You doubt decisions that once felt clear. You question your path, your potential, your pace. I once sat in my room after another rejection email. A creative project I'd poured my heart into, ghosted by the world. And in the quiet that followed, my thoughts whispered, maybe this wasn't meant for me. But there's a more honest question I could have asked. Maybe it's not a no, just a not now. Too often, we confuse pauses with punishment. But what if the delay was designed? The silence was not a stop, but a setup. What if your life isn't late, just aligned with something deeper? To truly feel this, we need to step outside of modern time and into ancient wisdom. Because long before we had digital clocks, we had something far more intuitive, a different relationship with time. Let me explain. The ancient Greeks had two distinct words for time, chronos and kairos. Chronos is the time we know, hours, deadlines, milestones. It's linear, scheduled, quantifiable. It's your school calendar, your age, your resume. Chronos says, you should graduate by 22. You should be successful by 30. You should be married by now. But Kairos is the right time, the ripe time, the moment when everything aligns, not logically, but meaningfully. Kairos is when you meet someone at exactly the right second, when a song drops into your playlist that says exactly what you needed to hear, when the words finally come after weeks of writer's block. Kairos doesn't move on a schedule, it moves on readiness, on soul timing. Think of a flower. You can water it, give it sunlight, but you can't rush its bloom. It will open when the season is right, not when the calendar says it should. As Carl Jung once said, what did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Therein lies your calling. But here's the catch. Sometimes your calling takes years to become clear, because you're still becoming the person who can carry it. And as Brené Brown reminds us, faith is a place of mystery, where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see, and the strength to let go of our fear of uncertainty. Kairos lives in mystery, in the pauses, in the chapters where nothing seems to be happening, until everything is. When you measure yourself by Chronos, you'll always feel behind. But when you shift to Kairos, you start to see. Your delays aren't detours, they're design. Your job is not to force bloom. Your job is to keep growing underground until the right moment calls you up. So how do we stop living like we're running out of time and start trusting the deeper rhythm? Let's bring Kairos into your everyday life with 3 emotional shifts. 1. From pressure to preparation. Instead of saying, I should be there by now, ask, what am I being prepared for right now? This reframes the delay as divine preparation. That slow season, maybe it's building your resilience. That heartbreak, maybe it's protecting you from misaligned love. That pause, maybe it's giving you space to remember who you are. Nothing is wasted in Kairos. 2. From comparison to compassion. Chronos pushes you into competition. Kairos invites you into compassion. Your friends are not your timeline. Their wins are not your losses. Be gentle with yourself. There's no trophy for blooming first. Your soul has its own rhythm, and rushing it will only bruise the beauty. 3. From control to co-creation. You can't script every moment, but you can show up for the ones that call you. Instead of forcing outcomes, stay open to what's unfolding. The email that feels random, the detour that leads to discovery, the heartbreak that brings clarity. Your job isn't to predict the future, it's to walk in presence and trust that when it's time, truly time, you won't miss what's meant for you. Imagine your life like the seasons. Right now, you might be in winter, quiet, still, barren. It feels like nothing is growing, but winter is not dead. It's where the roots go deep, where strength is born beneath the surface. And slowly, without announcement, spring comes. The flower doesn't bloom because it wants to. It blooms because it's ready. So will you. You don't need to chase someone else's spring. You don't need to harvest before your soil is ripe. All you need is to stay in your season and trust the shift will come. Let this be the moment you stop running against your rhythm. Let this be the moment you choose presence over pressure. Say it with me now and let it land. You are not late. You are on Kairos time where meaning matters more than momentum. Let your life unfold like poetry, not a race. Let your journey stretch like sunlight, slow, soft, steady. You are not forgotten. You are simply not yet. And not yet is still full of hope. With kindness and empathy. If this message found you at the right time, maybe it's because you were ready to hear it. So here's your invitation today that honors your season. Rest, write, recommit, reflect, and leave a comment with one word, Kairos. Let's fill the space below with reminders that none of us are behind. We are all becoming. If you're walking a path that feels slow, quiet, or uncertain, know this: you're not walking it alone. If this video gave you peace, if it helped you breathe again, hit the like button. Subscribe for more grounded, soulful content. And share this with someone who feels like they're falling behind, but might just be blooming slowly. Next time, we'll dive into letting go as an act of love, when release becomes freedom. Until then, be patient with your process. You are not broken. You are just unfolding on Kairos time.